Good evening, Charlie Cradaville. I live at 143 Saddam Street in New Brunswick. I'm the editor of New Brunswick Today. I'm recording today's meeting and we'll be sharing it on our YouTube channel for anyone who missed it or couldn't be here. I do have a document I'd like to share with all of you. May I approach? Hannah, you want to pass it down if that's all right?
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Members of the public making a comment, we would like you to address agenda items.
Right, this came up at the last meeting and I asked if you could check the bylaws to see if that's in compliance with your bylaws. Have you seen the bylaws for this agency? Has anyone here seen the bylaws for the Linden Housing Authority? Any of the commissioners? Are you familiar with the bylaws?
No. If you have comments, please make your comments. Thank you.
Certainly. I just think that it's wrong for you to restrict people's comments to agenda items only, and I suspect that your bylaws likely have a section about public comment that make it clear whether that's appropriate or not. And for what it's worth, I filed an OPRA request with the agency for a copy of the bylaws, and it's been almost a month. I haven't gotten any response. Can you tell me the status of my request to get a copy of the bylaws so I can review them?
Well, you know, this is comments from the public. This is not a conversation session. You're welcome to continue with your comments. Thank you.
So, we've been here before, and I've asked questions before, and I've gotten answers before. Are you saying that you're no longer going to respond to questions with answers?
Again, this is comments from the public. We would love to hear your comments, and if you could continue.
Certainly. I'll draw your attention to my email sent today to you, Dr. Berghammer. I copied Ms. Sanders and Mr. Hamlin on it. The agency is simply in violation of the Open Public Records Act. You are not complying with it. Mr. Attorney, I brought these same concerns up at the last meeting, and you told me I would have the records I requested, quote, in short order. That was almost a month ago, and I've received no further response. What happened?
You probably should have contacted me before you sent the email today, like 2 weeks ago, and I would have looked into it.
I literally came to your meeting and professed the problem to you on record, on video.
I'll tell you again what I said last time.
Yeah.
Once the authority has the documentation, which hopefully is in shorter, they'll send it to you. I don't see why you don't have it, but we'll look into it.
Please do, because the bylaws should be easy,
Okay.
right? You should have that on hand.
Maybe it's on the website, I don't know.
It should be on the website, but I don't believe it is.
All right.
Can anyone tell me if it's on your
We'll look-
insecure website?
We'll look into it.
Okay. Clearly this agency has become a model of dysfunction, and the fact that simple documents like the bylaws, the contract for the executive director have not been produced, and that I'm not even getting the courtesy of a reply to say, we need more time. I'm getting no responses at all. Literally nothing since I last spoke at this same microphone almost a month ago today. This is unacceptable, and I am in touch with one of, if not the best, Open Public Records Act attorneys in the state of New Jersey, and I really don't want to have to waste anyone's time with litigation, most of all my time. But if the agency continues to defy the Open Public Meetings Act, or the Open Public Records Act, I'm going to have no choice but to sue the agency, and it's not going to look very good when you get into court and you have to explain why you haven't been transparent. These are simple requests. Another example, April 16th, I requested copies of the attorney's bills. Received no response. Did you receive my request? This is basic stuff. The agency is failing. If you can't answer these questions, the Linden Housing Authority's got a big problem. So it was apparent from the comments before that there is a contract for the executive director. Why haven't I received it yet? I requested it months ago. You voted today to amend it, but the existing contract has not been produced despite an OPRA request. What do you have to say?
So if you listen to the resolution, it said the proposed contract.
What was amended? The proposed contract?
Yes, from
Oh,
5 years.
so there was never an executed contract?
The resolution said the proposed contract from 5 years to 1 year.
Right, so there never was an executed contract, is what you're
The
saying?
resolution says what it said. When we have it, we'll provide it to you.
Okay, so I'm asking if there was an executed contract.
I'm telling you, you'll get the contract when it's provided after it's signed.
I'm sure I'll get it when it's provided, because those things are synonymous to me. I don't understand why I haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
And frankly, the responses have been insufficient. You know, there's so much wrong, I put it in my letter. I'll trust the board to read the letter and take it seriously. I do have some other questions to ask. I wanted to ask, what consultant did the board just hire? You said you'd hire a consultant. Have you selected the consultant? Do they have a name?
Well, we do have,
You can provide it.
yes, we do have a consultant that we are hiring for a 3-month period to assist with the transition. A lot is going on here, and his name is Michael Lapola.
Michael Laporta.
Lapola.
Lapola. Okay, thank you. Can we get an update on the litigation against the Housing Corporation?
Other than it's still pending, that's the extent of it. I'll explain to the Board of Commissioners in closed session the status.
Okay, and Mr. John Clark, is he or his company still working for the authority? I believe it's Sunbelt is the name of the company.
Yes, he is.
He is. And what is his role?
He doesn't work, he's a vendor.
He is or the company?
He's a vendor.
He is or the company?
The company.
His company is a vendor. I understand what you're saying. So what services does this vendor provide?
I know that when I do comments from the public is generally not a question and answer section. And this is becoming a question and answer session. And this is starting to really concern me. Sir, I appreciate all you're doing. And as I said, and I love your passion and commitment. But I would prefer that you state your comments, and anything that you have, I would be more than happy to get back to you. But I do not want this to come into a question and answer session. So please continue your comments from the public, please.
Respectfully, if your concern is that questions are being asked, that in itself is a problem. Questions are good, answers are even better, and the fact that you're pushing back at all on people asking questions is a problem.
I'm not pushing back, I am following the meeting guidelines.
Which guidelines would those be?
The meeting guidelines say that we are here to hear from our tenants, not tenants, from the public.
Right.
If there is nothing in this agenda that states that we have to have dialogue, all right? If there is nothing, it says comments mean comments, right? Comments mean that you give us comments, and then we in turn could either choose to answer or choose to respond another way. But we do not have to answer right here and right now. You are absolutely correct. You have sent requests for information, and you should get the information that you asked for. But comments from the public do not mean dialogue with the public. It means listening to your comments and responding either in the meeting or at a later date. If we choose to respond at a later date, we can choose to respond at a later date, but we do not have to choose to respond now, because that's what the agenda says. Comments from the public, not dialogue.
Right. You made reference to meeting guidelines. Where can I find those guidelines? What are you referencing? You're just referencing your own statement at the top of the public comment?
This is not my own statement. This is the Open Public Meeting Act, and again, I'm not answering.
I'm very familiar with the Open Public Meetings Act. I don't believe it makes any comment on whether questions must be answered or not, or whether they are allowed or not. I know of no part of the Open Public Meetings Act that says comments are comments only. This is being made up. This is not in the law. And What I need to see is your bylaws, because your bylaws likely explain for the agency how the meetings are supposed to be run. And if no one can find a copy of the bylaws, we've got a big problem.
You
Has
would get
anyone
this.
here read them? Does anyone know the bylaws? Has the attorney reviewed the bylaws?
All right, so the bylaws were sent to you. Do you have anything else to say?
When were they sent?
It was just immediately.
Just now, thank you. I
But do
will-
you have anything else to say so that we can continue? Again, this is comments from the public. I am sure there are several tenants here who would like to come up and speak about stuff in this building, and I'd really like to hear from what.
I would too, and frankly, I always defer to others, and it looked like no one else was coming up to the microphone, so I went first today. I hope that others will speak, and I hope that you won't be afraid to ask questions, because it's your right, this is your time, and this is your chance to have a voice. And I will say this, you're not obligated to answer questions here.
No, we're not.
We're in agreement about that, but I think that good public officials, if they can answer the question, they do. And so,
Yes, and I told you that we will answer your questions. This is not the forum for it. So if you want questions
Well-
answered, you're welcome to, as you said, the first time I ever received an email from you was today. So none of your requests for information ever came to me before.
right, because I was
And
directed to
assured
send them
you-
to Ms.
And I
Sanders.
assured you that I will respond to you accordingly. But this is comments from the public, and we have accommodated you.
Well, you have not fulfilled the Open Public Records
You
Act
have
requests I
accommodated.
made. No, I have not been accommodated. You've allowed me to speak at your meeting
Yes.
because you're required to.
Yes.
And you're also required to respond to my requests for records. So I'm simply using this opportunity to raise that issue, because had I not, I still wouldn't have your bylaws. Supposedly they've been sent only because I came for the umpteenth meeting in a row to complain about the lack of compliance. So I'm telling the board, I remember, Mr. Hammond, you gave a big speech here. And you said,
We need
these,
to talk about
Yeah,
agenda
listen,
items.
this is for 3 minutes.
board-
Come on, listen. You
is
have
that,
been
is that the
here.
bylaws?
Listen, we asked you to speak.
I will
Right?
finish
We said,
with
"Ma'am,
this
yes," so
point.
please.
I will finish with this
Yes.
point. Mr. Hamlin, you made a big speech and you concluded by saying that the board members, they want action and they want answers. And I'm not seeing it. I wish that the board members would step up and step in. Read my email, take it seriously. Let's get this resolved this week without litigation, so I don't have to keep coming here and keep complaining, because I won't let up. The people deserve a transparent housing authority, and right now, that's not what we've got. So I am asking every board member to intervene and step up. Speak to your attorney, speak to your executive director, and demand that they comply with the law. That is all for today. Thank you.